Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, and today, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I'm gonna be bringing y'all the first ever small forward, small ball forward. Now, y'all might be wondering, small forward, small ball forward. How am I gonna get a 3 into a 4 position? And that is exactly what I am telling y'all about. They accidentally made another glitch build, you can say. We're going to be making this build out of the small forward, but it comes with a power forward name being the small ball forward. This build is actually going to be really good on the post scoring side of things. We're going to be able to get some of the 99 post scoring attributes. So if you're interested in that, man, with this build, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. If you're looking to join the RGF family, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do as well. Go ahead and turn on post notifications, but let's go ahead and get 25 likes on this video. And go ahead and share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. So, when it comes down to this build, we're going to start off by putting it under the small forward position. Now, when it comes down to the pie chart, y'all got to be very specific with which one you pick. If you're looking to make this build like the post scoring version that I just talked about, go ahead and pick the very first pie chart. Now, when it comes down to the physical profile, this is really going to be up to y'all, but if you want to, you can go ahead and pick the very first one for the fastest speed, or you could go ahead and change it up, picking the third or the fourth. It really comes down to which one you are most comfortable with, and when it comes down to the physical stats, which ones you like the most. In my opinion, I'm going to go with the one with a 79 speed, 77 acceleration, 94 vertical, and a 62 strength, y'all. And that's just the beginning of the build, y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Close shot, max it out at 95. Driving layup, 65. Driving dunk, 69. But the post hook is going to be a 95, y'all. 19 badges right there. I'm telling you, this is easily one of the best post scoring builds that you will find all year, especially with this much of a rare and unique name. Now, mid-range shot, go ahead and max that out. For this build, you are going to be taking some hits in certain areas, but you're actually going to be able to do some very well and honestly some good damage when it comes down to these other categories. So I'm going to go with a 53 three-pointer, max out my free throw, and put that post fade up to a 78 for 11 shooting badges. I'm telling you, we're barely getting into it when it comes down to the playmaking. Go ahead and put that pass accuracy up exactly to a 60, y'all. If you go anything higher than that, it's really going to change up the bad setup right here. So when it comes down to the ball handle, put this to a 74. Post moves going to be an 81, and right here we're going to be able to get 19 playmaking badges. The 11 shooting is going to be really solid, and then on top of all that, the 19 finishing. That means we got 164 stats remaining when it comes down to the defensive side of things. So first, what y'all want to go ahead and do, max out your perimeter defense. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and touch the lateral quickness as well. This is going to be a very crucial part of the build. You want to max this part out, because if you don't, it's going to take a huge hit to your speed on the defensive end. Then, when it comes down to that steal, go ahead and put this to a 73. From there, we're going to be able to max out our defensive rebound and put the rest into the block, and that's going to give us 6 defensive badges, y'all. So again, with this setup right here, not going to be bad at all. I'm just saying right here, the bad setup when it comes down to the finishing is looking solid, and then on top of all that, we get the same amount of badges for the playmaking. So there's a lot of different things that you can do when it comes to this build. I really like it. The build name does not give away what we're actually going to be able to do, so that makes it even better. And if you like using rare builds, this is going to be the perfect one for you. The badge count is not bad at all. The physicals are on point, but now let's go ahead and get a little bit more in depth on this build. So when it comes down to the body shape, in my opinion, I'm really going to say that Burley is going to be the one that you want to go with. However, when it comes down to the height, weight, and wingspan, we changed from the imperial system to the metric system. So go ahead and go into the settings. From there, drop down to where it says units of measurement, and it's going to say change it from imperial to the metric system. And right here, this is how it's going to come up. So for the weight and the height, they're going to look a little bit different. But what you want to go ahead and do for the height, put it to 2.04. Weight, you could go ahead and drop it down to the lowest, and then when it comes down to that wingspan, be sure that you were looking at all of these stats when you take this into account. We're still going to be able to maintain that 99 close shot as well as a 99 post hook. If you want to, in my best interest, I would go with the wingspan of 222. For all the angel babies, I just went ahead and blessed y'all, but we're going to go with 222 centimeters. Going to be really solid, I'm telling you. If you go anything higher, I mean, you can do that, but in my preference, I am just going to say that I feel like it's going to be much more balanced if you go ahead and leave it as is. Now, when it comes down to these takeovers, y'all, we get the post scoring as well as the slashing. In my opinion, we got to go with the post scoring, especially with those 99 stats. And as y'all can see, we have made the small ball 4, and I love the comparison of James Worthy, y'all. Gonna be a really nice build to go after, but let's go ahead and check out what this build is going to be looking like once we get it to 99. So physicals going to be getting a +8. That's going to be an 86 on the speed, acceleration 84, and our vertical is going to be a 97, y'all. Now when it comes down to the finishing, we're going to have a 99 close shot, post hook 99. Now with boosts, takeovers, and then everything else considered when it comes down to the shooting side of things, you really have to consider your takeover added, teammates with floor general, as well as defensive leader. All that is going to be taken into account. So mid-range shot has the potential to get into the 70s easily. 3-point shot can easily get into the 60s. Free throw will be in the 90s, and the post fade is going to be in the 90s as well. When it comes down to the post moves, this is easily going to hit the 90s. Ball handle will be in the 70s, and our pass accuracy is going to be somewhere around the 60s range. When it comes down to the defensive end, if you're buying boost, running with a teammate that has defensive leader, and then you got to go ahead and consider your takeover, y'all. All of these stats, and the majority of them, are going to be in the high 70s. Some of them are even going to be able to hit the 80s. Now, let's go ahead and get into the badge count. When it comes down to the defensive end, I'm going to go with Silver Clamps, Intimidator, as well as Rebound Chaser. But if you want to, you can double up on the gold badges with Intimidator as well as Clamps if that is the setup that you like most. Then, when it comes down to the shooting, we have 11 badges to work with. So first, I'm going to go with Hot Zone Hunter if you want to put it on. But if not, I would really say that Deep Fades is going to be the one that you want to go with. From here, I'm going to say that with this build, you can abuse the corners, especially with your post moves. So I'm going to go ahead and put on Silver Corner Specialist. Another one that I like is going to be Bronze Flexible Release. Now, Range Extender is going to be a really useful badge to keep on. I would definitely do it if you can. And then from there, I'm going to take off Flexible Release and put on Hot Zone Hunter. But if you want to go ahead and take off Range Extender, go ahead and put on Silver Deadeye. And the last one, you could go between Green Machine and Flexible Release, or even Volume Shooter. Now, let's go ahead and get into the finishing. So we got 19 badges to work with. If you want to, you can definitely just go ahead and put them all on the post scoring badges. But for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Contact Finisher and Hall of Fame. Of course, we want to go ahead and put on Deep Hooks. That's going to be an essential badge. Drop Stepper is really considerable. But for me, I like Relentless Finisher as well as Showtime. But if you don't want to go ahead and put on Showtime, I would go with Gold Slithery Finisher and then Hall of Fame Fancy Footwork, y'all. That's going to be a really nice setup to go with. You can really change up the badges between the Hall of Fame categories of Slithery Finisher as well as Fancy Footwork. It just comes down to which badge you're going to like more. But let's go ahead and get into the playmaking now, y'all. 19 badges to work with and a lot of gold badges that we're going to be able to use. So I'm going to go with Unpluckable as well as Quick First Step on gold. From there, I'm going to go with Space Creator and Ankle Breaker. Both of these have been proven to work, especially closing out the year. Then when it comes down to Dream Shake, I would really consider that badge. Now, Handles for Days, you can't sleep on it, especially on this kind of build, to help out your teammates even more. Flashy Passer is definitely going to be one that I would put on. However, I'm going to consider Tight Handles as well as Stop and Go. Actually, as you can see, we have a lot of badges that we're going to be able to work with. So you can go ahead and try out new badges if you want to as well. I'm going to go with Silver Downhill. From there, Bailout is really questionable on what tier you want to run it on. You could go with gold or silver, but from there, I'm going to go with flashy pastor on gold, and it really comes down to how you want to mess with the tiers of the badges that we get. That's the setup we're going with: 19, 11, 19, and 6. I got another video dropping for y'all tomorrow, so if y'all made it this far, go ahead and comment down RGF. I appreciate y'all. But man, 2K22 is a week away, so y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new to the RGF family and anybody looking to join. Let's go ahead and get 25 likes on this banger, but be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications so y'all can catch when I upload every single day. And last but not least, go ahead and share this video with your family and friends, man. With all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.